What's up, it's you, Fortes here, with my full unaware ability Pokemon team. Lemon, this one is for you. So here's a list of all the unaware Pokemon you can get, and all of them actually reside in Sword and Shield, which is good except for Bidoof. So what I did is I used all the fully evolved forms and swapped out the Wooper for the Bidoof and called the Wooper Bidoof. Now, if you're trying custom theme team or Pokemon Sweep, you can check it out at patreon.com/PimKnight. The link's in the description of the video, tier 2 and above. I've got 2 battles today with the unaware ability team, and I really hope you enjoy. First battle, this is against Mr. Galsod, and of course, people, if you enjoy the theme teams and the videos, please drop a like on there. It really helps me out and only takes a second. So, Pokemon we got here as the lead is going to be Metagross. Now, Metagross is always a scary Pokemon. And we got my Wooper as the lead. I thought it'd be funny to give it a couple of punching moves because we know how big its arms are. They're absolute guns. So I've got Earthquake, Power Up Punch, Aqua Tail, and Ice Punch. This is a bulky Everlight set, so I got Max Health and Max Attack and Nature. I've got Everlight as the item. Ability, well, you know what the ability is. It's unaware, of course. And I've got all these other moves that could work pretty well together. Now, I thought about using a Choice Band set, but I wanted a little bit more bulk to the Bidoof. I mean the Wooper, right? Just pretend it's Bidoof, right? But you know what I'm saying. So I wanted a little bit more bulk to it so I could get some of those power-up punches going. Now, Metagross is going to be using Light Screen, which is interesting. So I'm like, wonder what sort of set this is. Just going for another power-up punch there, punching away on Metagross. I felt like since I've got +2 in attack now, it should do some really, really good damage to Metagross. It should be like, from here, a 1 to 2 hit KO, because it's pretty powerful Earthquake, nice base power. Now, this is interesting. So, Metagross is going to go for a Meteor Mash. Now, Meteor Mash does have a chance to boost attack, and since it did get a boost in attack, Wooper will not be affected by the next attacking move coming from Metagross. However, it didn't even get a chance to attack me because it is going to be fainted by a very powerful Bidoof/Wooper Earthquake. Now, the next Pokemon to come out here is going to be Miltank. And like, well, I don't understand these nicknames at the moment. It used Present. I was like, okay, Present. I still don't understand what's going on right now. So I went for another Earthquake here since I had +2 in attack. Does a lot of damage to the Miltank with a critical hit. It's actually amazing damage. And now they use Fling. I was like, okay, and then it fling Moo Moo Cheese. I'm like, wait a second. There's a cheese, and it's called Baby Bell. It's like this little round cheese. I'm not sure if it's a round anymore, if it is. It's like a round cheese, and it's in a, well, in Australia, it was in like a red wrapping, and on the front it said Baby Bell, right? But that's like a little cheese thing. I don't know, they're good for like lunch boxes and stuff, but it's been a hot minute since I've had one of those. Next Pokemon here, we got us Torkoal. I'm just going to go for Earthquake again. I was like, damn, I'm just going to do this, super effective. The Torkoal gets dropped in one shot. I was like, man, this Wooper is popping off right now. So that's the end of old Tortoise. Now, the next Pokemon to come out here is going to be Togedemaru. So I was like, I don't understand what they mean by the nickname. I know what 4Kids is, like the dubbing thing, but I don't understand why it's Togedemaru. I mean, if anyone can put 1 + 1 together, and like maybe I'm just really stupid at the moment, I'm not sure. So that's the end of Wooper. Now, interesting enough, Cosmog has Unaware, so you know how excited I was to use this. So we've got Teleport and Splash. I've got Max Health, Max Defense. I've popped the Rocky Helmet on there, and I've crossed my fingers and hope for the best. And speaking of which, we got a Togedemaru going for Dynamax. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Now, the reason I swapped this in because I thought I might be able to get some Rocky Helmet damage, considering Grass Knot does a nice little contact thing, and that'd be pretty funny. But unfortunately, in this case, if it is using a Grass-type move, it's going to be turned into Max Overgrowth. So I thought for a second, I might be able to get around this Dynamax. Might be able to, stall it out. So here comes the Grass-type, does a lot of damage to Cosmog. And since it's a special hit instead of a physical one, I didn't really take it very well. But I found it's interesting that Cosmog, out of all Pokemon, got Unaware, like, it's not like you can do much with Cosmog. So using teleporting out of the battle, and going into Quagsire. So I thought this would make some nice, good quality bait. Now, obviously here, I won't be leaving Quagsire in because it's going to get demolished. So I thought, well, I'll just swap back in Cosmog here, because Cosmog doesn't really have too much use in this matchup here. I mean, especially against a Dynamax Pokemon, I can't really make use of Rocky Helmet. I did actually contemplate having a Sticky Barb set, but I went for the Rocky Helmet that won this time. So that's the end of Cosmog, but it did come back with a vengeance in the second battle. So bringing in my next Pokemon here is going to be Pyukumuku, and this is actually quite an interesting set. So I've got in this one Baton Pass, Curse, Counter, and Recover. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to actually get Togedemaru to hit me with a super effective move, and then Weakness Policy would come into effect, and then I could Baton Pass that Weakness Policy onto another Pokemon. And usually with Pokemon like Pyukumuku, they either draw out a really powerful super effective attack, or it draws out a Toxic. That's usually what you'll find you use against a Pyukumuku. So go for Baton Pass here, and now what I can do is show you both Pyukumuku's hands, and then I can show you this Quagsire. So Quagsire has an Assault Vest, which is going to be very handy against a Grass Knot, being 4 times. Now, the moves that this one has is, on the special side, is Ancient Power, Acid Spray, Hydro Pump, and Blizzard. I've got the EV spreaders, Max Health and Max Special Attack, Modest Nature, and as I mentioned before, I've got Assault Vest. So I feel confident I can live a Grass. I was also kind of curious whether I could live one under a grassy terrain. So here it comes, people, and look how well that lived. That was really, really good. So going for Hydro Pump here, and it landed. I'm like, damn, this is going to be like doing heaps of damage here. So firing off a big beam of water at the Togedemaru, and it's got stirred. I'm like, dang, that really, really sucks. But then I was like, wait, what I can do here, because there's a good chance that Togedemaru will use Grass Knot again. So if I go Dynamax here, Grass Knot won't affect me because Dynamax, and then I could just take it out with whatever attack. In this case, I thought, well, I could go for Max Geyser to make it rain. And that'll make all my, water type moves like even more powerful, right? So that'd be really, really cool. So go for Dynamax Quagsire here. A lot of the battles that I did actually do this because with the Pyukumuku Baton Pass combination, it actually worked like quite well with these Pokemon. The other Pokemon didn't, like there were other ones that could benefit from it, but this one probably did the most because with this Quagsire in Dynamax, you usually had to go for Acid Spray to boost its bad special defense. So anyway, Togedemaru is going to go for a Steel Beam. Maybe they predicted a Dynamax there, but that Steel Beam missed. And that's going to be the end. How do you miss Quagsire? It's massive. So anyway, Togedemaru misses the broadside of the barn, and in comes Calyrex here. And Calyrex is going to be a problem because it's also a grass type. So here comes Seabomb, like, that's the end of Quagsire. It got dominated by a couple of tiny seeds. So bye-bye Quagsire. And then I'm thinking to myself here, well, I might be able to swap in Pyukumuku here. But I was like, nah, I'm going to go to Swoobat. This Swoobat set was absolutely horrendous. Check it out. So we got Roost, Toxic, Venom Drench, and Future Sight. The EV spread was Max Health and Max Speed, Timid Nature. So I've got the item on this one as leftover. So the idea is to go for the Toxic, and then you can spam Venom Drench and drop the defenses, and it'll make so much difference, right? Because we all know how good a bulky Pokemon Swoobat is. The only good thing about this is I do have Roost, so I can change my typing around. Now this was a Trick Room Service Calyrex. I think that's pretty cool. So a slow Calyrex on the opposing side of the field. So I know that its C-Bomb's not going to do much damage to me, so I was kind of curious what other moves it actually had. Then it popped Dimensionome. I'm like, oh no, please don't get a bad move. And you Sucker Punch, like, actually, that was quite good. Like, imagine if I actually went for an attacking move there. So go for Venom Drench on the Calyrex, dropping its, attack and dropping its special attack, which is going to change so much, and its speed. Actually, that benefited in the Trick Room on the speed side. Now, since this didn't have any special attack EVs, I just gave a move like Future Sight to it because I thought that would work nicely. Say I use Future Sight and then I could, focus on using Venom Drench. And then Venom Drench in the meantime while I use the next Future Sight. So it's going to get a Leech. That was Leech Seed there, and Leech Seed misses, which is very, very fortunate because that'll keep eating my health away. So what I want to do is just to get rid of this Calyrex. So I've got the poison up on it. Things are going pretty good at the moment. Now, Pyukumuku, I was wondering if it could actually swap into this. So I was like, let's give it a go. I might be able to slide off a counter here. I've got over half health, so let's see what happens. So Calyrex is going to go for a Zen Headbutt. That was its other move, and I was like, oh, I should be able to take this reasonably well. And it was a crit. I was like, no. So now Pyukumuku is going to have to get fainted to the Seed Bomb. So there's not much I can do here. It would have been good if I'd entered out here, but we're doing an unaware team. So I was unaware of that. So bye-bye Pyukumuku. All I've got left is 2 Pokemon. Here comes the Future Sight, by the way. It does 2 damage. However, Calyrex is only going to have 1 more turn due to the Toxic I did earlier on. Now's the time where I try and get myself back into this game. We've got Clefable. So Clefable is going to be also a physical set, and this is going to be a Belly Drum set. So we've got Belly Drum, Dual Wing Beat, we got Play Rough and Fire Punch. It's pretty interesting that it gets Dual Wing Beat. I don't know how it flies. Maybe I guess it flies with its wings, you know what I mean? So it gets its little pink wings, turns around, gives you old slap 1 to 2. So go for the Belly Drum. Now I've got the +6 in attack right now. Now I've got Citrus Berry as the item, and I just left a Seed Bomb. It was so close, and now it's going to faint to the poison. But since it had unnerved, my Citrus Berry didn't activate. But since Calyrex is now off the field, the berry will kick in and not leave my Clefable on such a tiny amount of health. So things are looking up, you know. Next Pokemon is going to be Slowbro, and then things are looking down because I'm like, I don't know how much I can do to this, you know. So I look at my moves like, well, Play Rough's going to do nothing. I've got Fire Punch or Dual Wing Beat. I could slide a Dual Wing Beat. Let's see if we can do that. I was hoping it didn't miss. So here's one Dual Wing Beat, pretty good damage, and there's two. It's still a 3-hit KO. This thing's so bulky. And then I ate a berry, and it was a key berry. I was like, what? So obviously I'm unaware to that. So now Slowbro's going to go for a slack off here, and it's going to get all of its health back. This is an absolute disaster. I don't know what to do right now. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try and go for a burn here. Like, that's pretty good damage. It's still a 3-hit KO. Then Slowbro pops a belch. That's the end of my Clefable. It's an absolute disaster, people. So bye-bye, Clefable. Now, all I've got left is Swiggity Swoopat. And I can tell you what, I'm even more walled than I was with Clefable. So this only has Future Sight to do damage. I got to rely on Swoobat's incredible bulk to live this. If you didn't hear the sarcasm in my voice, you definitely did now. So I actually lived that, which is quite good. Maxell Swoobat lives it very, very nicely. So I thought, well, I could keep spamming Roost over and over again. But the thing about this, it had Quick Draw. So it kept belching, and then belch missed. I was like, man, that was so lucky. I was able to get another Roost up here. Now, I couldn't use Toxic, and I couldn't use Venom Trance. So I was like, well, I'm not going to waste my Roost there, because I might actually lose the Slack Off versus Roost thing. So I decided to just use some of the useless moves when I could, like Toxic. So now Slowbro is going to go for another belch. I know this is a 2-hit KO regardless, so one Quick Draw basically equals me losing. So there's the Future Sight, and it fails to take it out. And I couldn't use another Future Sight before because Future Sight actually hadn't hit yet. So I would love to use another attacking move. Unfortunately, I can't get another Roost or a Future Sight off there, and the Slowbro is able to go for a Flamethrower and take him out there. So there's nothing I could have done in that matchup. Even if I went Roost before instead of using Toxic, it was always going to take me out there. So very, very nice little counter there at the end. Hope you enjoyed the first battle of the Unaware Ability team. Let's get on to battle number 2, and this was a pretty interesting battle here to say the least. Hopefully, Cosmo can do something this time, you know? Now, the first Pokemon here is going to be Roadkill, and it's going to be Sandshrew. That's very, very mean, right? Sandshrew could outroll a car, like, goes in this little ball. Now, I actually did a Sandshrew Evolution team, like, last week. So we got a pretty good matchup here for typing. I've got Aqua Tail and Ice Punch, which will do a lot. So I thought, well, I might be able to get some Power Punches going here, right? Now, Sandshrew going to go for a Sand Tomb. I thought they may swap, but they didn't, so they trapped me in. So this is going to be interesting. So it's definitely an Everlight set there. I'm thinking they're running something like, I don't know, Max Health and Max Defense. Let's say that's what it is with Everlight. So we got the Sand Tomb going here. Now, I don't want to spend too much time getting power-up punches going. It's got Poison. It's got Poison Sting. So it's a Sand Tomb Poison Sting set. Obviously, they're trying to poison me with the Poison Sting and then go for the extra damage each turn and rack it up, that sort of thing. So Wooper's going to be down to around half health the next turn, so I got to take this Sandshrew out. And it also has Earthquake on top of that. Since I had Everlight, I was actually able to live that one a little bit better, and I'm just going to go for an Ice Punch here. Where is that coming from? Like, that Ice Punch, is it coming out of its mouth? And that's going to be the end of the Sandshrew. So next Pokemon I come in is going to be the Treecko. I was like, okay, well, this is fine. It's going to go for Endure. I'm like, this is not fine. This is bad, because if this has some sort of berry or some item, I'm going to be in trouble. So punching Treecko again with my imaginary arms, and it's going to have weakness policy. And this is very bad, because this Pokemon has Unburden as the ability. I'm assuming it's Unburden weakness policy. That means not a lot of my Pokemon will be able to outspeed it, and it'll be able to go for some pretty powerful shots. So I thought to myself, well, since it's a physical attacker by the looks of it, how about I try and do some bait here? So swapping into Quagsire again, and I was like, let's swap back into Cosmog, because I've got Unaware, so the weakness policy isn't going to matter, right? Which is going to be good. So I might be able to get a Rocky Helmet KO here. Let's see what other moves they got. So they got Seed Bomb, and Seed Bomb does like, it's about a 3-hit KO, so not that much. They popped a Mega Punch. It's going to hit me with its 3 little fingers, and then the Rocky Helmet is going to take out the Treecko people. Cosmog actually did something that was amazing. So now I just went for teleport this in. I just dipped in and dipped out of the battle. So I might be able to use Cosmog later on, you never know. It's a very powerful Pokemon. You only use it a little bit, you know? So we're going to swap in Sweetie Swoop out here, and hopefully I can get some more luck than I did the last battle. That's another shiny Torkoal. Wow, that's like super crazy. So we got, I don't even know what this scene team is, if it's just random nicknames. Once again, if someone can guess in the comment section, just let me know, because sometimes some of these themes fly over my head. Now, we've got the Toxicon Torkoal, which will be very, very handy, and then I could just probably use Future Sight here, but it depends what moves this Torkoal actually has. Maybe it's going to be set up, maybe it's not. So Torkoal's going to go for a Lava Plume. With the Drought and the Sun up, it will do a lot of damage to me, and that's a clean 2-hit KO, even after my my leftovers recovery. So Torkoal's pretty powerful in the sun. Now, on this turn, I think I went for the Venom Drench here. I thought that'd be I went for the Roost, just to get my health back, and that's going to be quite handy because I'll be able to live another Lava Plume. I think I was trying to stall this Torkoal out a little bit just to get its health down. And now they're going to go for Stealth Rock, which is going to be annoying. So, I mean, I've still got that Cosmog there. It's still going to be able to live. But, mate, I guess the worst Pokemon for Stealth Rock would be Swoobat, and it's already out in the field. So that's not all that bad. Now we're going to get another round of Toxicon Torkoal here. So 4 more turns, and that's going to fade. I'm going to go for Venom Drench here, because it's going to be so good, people. So go for Venom Drench on the Torkoal here, because it's a really good move on an unaware Pokemon. And now the Torkoal is going to have its stat drop, right? So here comes the Lava Plume. Look at the damage that it does. It's going to be super amazing. And look at that damage. That's just so good, you know? It made so much difference. So this Swoobat, I deliberately tried to make this a terrible set in case it came across like a cancelling ability Pokemon like Mold Breaker, but in the battles that I didn't really get to come across any of those. So going for a second Venom Drench on the Torkoal here, and I'm just waiting for the Toxic to take it out. This Swoobat was such dead weight on my team. So Lava Plume number 2 here, and that's going to be the end of Swoobat. So bye-bye Swoobat. I hope I don't use the unaware Swoobat for quite a while, because that set was terrible. So now we got the Torkoal over half health now. It's in a good KO range for Pyukumuku. So I thought to myself, well, I might be able to set up a couple of curses there, maybe, you know? You never know. It might have Solar Beam. That'd be sick. So Torkoal could use Lava Plume again, or I could set the curse up. It's like, well, I'm going to set the curse up here. And if, let's say I get hit by a Solar Beam, well, that's great. I'll get lots of boost in special attack and attack. So go for curse here, outspeeding the Torkoal, which is pretty funny. Pyukumuku doesn't really outspeed too many Pokemon. Of course, the Venom Drenches are, that was it, the Venom Drenches, you know. So we got that curse going, and now it's going to go for Body Press. I'm like, wait, I could have used my Cosmog here. Dang. So that did pretty good damage to Pyukumuku, but I can easily recover that off any time if I wanted to. So not too much of a problem. I could even go for a counter if I really, really wanted to as well. Now the Torkoal is going to be eating a berry, and it's a citrus. Sorry, it's not a citrus berry. It is a Agwave berry there. So activated, obviously really late. I thought about getting a lot of cursed up here, and I was like, wait, maybe I could go Dynamax Pyukumuku, because Pyukumuku obviously doesn't have any attacking moves outside of Counter and Miracle. That was sort of the whole strategy. So I could make use of the weakness policy to pass him off to another Pokemon, or I could try and turn Pyukumuku into a powerful attacking Pokemon. Now, I haven't actually told you my EV spread on this. It's max health and max attack. So I wanted to get as many boosts in attack as I could. The only problem is once you used up Dynamax for Pyukumuku, which most of the time was a waste because it did like 0 damage, that was it. You couldn't make use of those attack boosts anymore, so then you could simply baton pass them onto another Pokemon. So here it goes, people. I'm going to go for a Max Knuckle. How cool would it be if Pyukumuku is Max Knuckle, but it's like, it's little, I don't know what it's like, arm thing. I'm not sure what you call it, if there's like a technical term for that. Took it out. So that's the end of old Torkoal over there, and that's half the team down now. Now, next Pokemon is going to be Salandit. It's like, okay, well, Salandit's going to be able to, obviously, live this attack because it's coming from Pyukumuku because it's not very effective. Then they swapped it out and they went into... Wait, is that Jirachi? No, it's not Jirachi. It's Dartrix. Okay, Dartrix. That's fine. At least Max Knuckle is going to be somewhat decent against it, right? Look at that damage. Now, I was thinking to myself, well, Dartrix is a Grass-type Pokemon. It might use a Grass-type move, or this could be Dynamax. So I thought they were going to Dynamax there, so I went for Max Guard, but they didn't, and they went for Giga Drain. I'm like, no! I could have got a weakness policy there. That would have been amazing. So I saltily finished my Dynamax and hoped that I could live the next grass move here. So here comes Giga Drain from Dartrix, and Dartrix doesn't take my Pyukumuku. I was like, sweet. So I've got so many boosts at the moment. I've got those, I think I got like that Curse boost and a couple of boosts earlier on from the Max Knuckle. So this thing's, it's juiced at the moment, if you know what I mean. So I got those boosts here, and now I'm going to Baton Pass them off. So I thought this time, well, let's give Quagsire a go at these stats again. Last battle, I kind of got countered by all those Grass-type Pokemon, and of course, there's another Grass Pokemon, but I thought this time I got a good chance here. I feel like I can live it. So I've got a super effective Ancient Power. I was like, let's go ahead and go for that. I can see how much damage it does. Now it's going to go for Giga Drain here, and I lived it very, very well, considering, you know, if I didn't have the Assault Vest, it was definitely a no-go. So popping another Ancient Power here does very, very good damage on the Dartrix, and then I got a boost. I'm like, wow, that was so lucky, because now I'll be able to outspeed Dartrix and take it out with another Ancient Power. However, Dartrix is going to be a mixer. With his Sucker Punch, does nothing due to Quagsire's bulk now, and of course the second Ancient Power will take it out. So I was very lucky I got that Ancient Power boost there, and otherwise Dartrix would have just gone, you know, Giga Drain, and that would have wasted my, you know, Baton Pass again. Last Pokemon, sorry, second last Pokemon is going to be the Salandit here, and Salandit, I was thinking, what are you going to be able to do to me? So it's going to go for Toxic. Like, okay, well, obviously it doesn't have any moves to hit me, like, super hard. I can go for a... Look, I can go for an Ancient Power and take this thing out. You know, I've got +1 in special attack, and sorry, I've got like more than that. I got +3 in special attack. Now the Salandit is going to have a Focus Sash. I had a little feeling it might, and then I got another Ancient Power boost. Like, wow, this Quagsire has so many boosts at the moment. It's so bulky. The bad thing is it is on a low amount of health, and it's poison too. So now Salandit is going to go for Attract. Like, wow, I don't think this thing actually has any attacking moves to take me out. Or they've got a Fire-type move, and they don't believe it'll take Quagsire out, which they probably won't, I'd say. Like, even like something like Flamethrower or Fire Blast would be hard pressed to take out Quagsire with all those Assault Vests, 2 Ancient Power boosts on the special side. And here it is. I thought it might be Flamethrower, and since Quagsire only had 7 health left and they critted me, that is the end of Quagsire. But I believe I would have lived that Flamethrower if they did that before instead of Attract. But a risky play there. I could have not been infatuated. Next Pokemon is going to be my Clefable here, and I thought, you know what, this is a good time to set up with Clefable. Now, at this stage in the game, I can't do anything with Cosmog, I can't do anything with Pyukumuku, so both those Pokemon are dead weight. There's nothing they can do here. So my only Pokemon that can do anything is Clefable. If this doesn't perform right now, that is going to be the end of the battle. So maximizing my attack, eating that berry right away. Look, even if this thing is Toxic, I feel like the battle's not going to last long enough for Toxic to be relevant. And now they're going to go for Flamethrower, hoping they don't get burned here. Flamethrower does pretty good damage to Clefable and no burns. Like, great, this is perfect. Now I can go for a Disrespect Fire Punch here and take it out, which would be good, you know. Always good to use Fire Punch. The reason I go with Fire Punch just was purely for Steel types there, you know. Play Rough for Stab, Fire Punch for Steel types. Worked pretty good, right? So that is going to be the end of Salandit. Last Pokemon is going to be Zygarde. So there's a reason I left this Clefable for last, because I knew they had Zygarde, and I thought, well, Play Rough will do a lot of damage here. So I've got a little bit of health left here. I should be able to take this out in one hit, no worries. I outspeed the Zygarde, go for Play Rough, it connects, and that is going to be the end of the Zygarde. And that's also the end of the battle. Hope you enjoyed this one, people, with the Unaware Ability team. Pretty interesting team to run, and quite a strong ability, as those who say so myself. All right, people, peace out.